So this is a kind of a big thing for me. I've never made a video for YouTube before, but for some reason for the past couple of years I've kind of had a push within me to make a video outlining my testimony in my life and what has led me to basically receiving Jesus Christ as my Saviour. My whole life I knew that there's been something wrong on planet Earth. I knew from a young boy that there was something going on behind the scenes that we weren't taught. Next to my dad's bed, he had a lot of UFO paranormal books, and that's how I first kind of got into all of the unexplained stuff. It all started in 2001 after 9/11. I remember watching the towers get hit and thinking, oh, that's all right. You know, buildings are made to withstand hits from airplanes. They'll just repair the damage and everything will be fine. And then I watched Tower 1 fall, Tower 2 fall, and Building 7 fall. This led me to reading a couple of Michael Moore's books, and from there I moved on to things like Alex Jones, David Icke, Michael Tessarian, Jordan Maxwell, etc. So it's been about 7 years that I have full-time been researching the truth. I had an eBay store and a website called The Conspiracy Market where I sold and distributed a whole bunch of truth DVDs all around the world, making t-shirts and all this kind of stuff because I basically wanted to wake people up. And along my journey I came across a whole lot of interesting information, all the stuff that's hidden from us, and learning about the elite of the world and the religions of the world and all those conspiracy topics that, you know, are out there. You know, I used to believe that when we died, we just would go into the earth and that was it. There was nothing else. You know, preachers would come up to me in the street and, you know, ask me, do you know about Jesus Christ? And I'd laugh in their faces and say, I'm going to dance with the devil in hell. You know, I didn't care. All I cared about was myself and what I wanted to do. So I was initially an atheist. There came a point in my life where I wanted to prove to myself that there was something else. So I started dabbling in things like Ouija boards and seances. One of the craziest things that happened to me was I basically invited a spirit into my body. Now looking back at it, I just feel weird even talking about this, but I basically wanted to prove to myself that there was something else to this life because I knew deep down that there was something more. So I was with a friend and I basically asked this spirit to come into me, and I could feel it grab onto the back of my calves, come up my legs and into my stomach and start swirling around in my stomach. At this point I was just like, whoa, 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 this is too much, something's going on, we have to stop. For the next 2 weeks after that event, I felt something hanging around me, some kind of energy. I never felt really truly alone. And a lot of horrible things happened in my life. I did some despicable things to my friends, and through that I lost a lot of friends, and this began my awakening. I basically wanted to find out what was the meaning of life, and, you know, I've always been interested in the afterlife and all that, so I started a deep journey into really trying to find out what was happening in the world. So I researched all the normal stuff, the things like New World Order, Illuminati, fluoride in the water, vaccinations, ghosts, UFOs, the paranormal, aliens, you know, you name it. I was deeply into it. You know, I watched all the documentaries, read all the books, all the YouTube videos and everything. And what I didn't expect was where I was being led with this knowledge. I didn't want to believe in Jesus Christ or the Bible or anything like this. I just wanted to find out what was going on. But the more I learned and the deeper I got, I realized that the elite were worshipping these powers, you know, the occult, and these were demonic, satanic powers. And I saw how they made a mockery of Jesus, how they were taking Gideon's Bibles out of the hotels, how they were taking Bibles off the army servicemen, and how all of the mainstream media just made Christianity to look like a joke. And the more I saw them try to slander the Christians and Jesus and God, the more I was like, what's going on here? I can see just how full on they worship this power and believe in it while mocking God and the Bible and trying to remove that from society. You know, I used to think that the Bible was used to control people. But if it was part of a control system, these people wouldn't be trying to get rid of it. They would be using it and forcing on us to keep us under control. But what I now see is a society that's so built on the five senses, on the flesh, you know, on it's YOLO, you only live once, it's do what you want. It's, you know, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And these are all the things that I used to be into. You know, I'm a drummer into heavy metal music, and I was into everything dark and everything occult and saw it as the norm. But now I'm starting to realize that they are just trying to mold people and get people to accept the new one world government, one world religion, one world currency that's coming in. And people are going to be so brainwashed that they're going to take the mark of the beast and follow this new system. They're going to come along with this Antichrist person who's going to show many signs of wonders, and the majority of people are going to be deluded, and without knowing it, they're going to bow down, worship this Luciferian doctrine, get the mark of the beast, and will basically have lost their souls. People are so caught up in this material world. They're all just about the five senses. It's, you know, do whatever feels right, but everything's about the physical. No one is really into the spiritual. So yeah, I just wanted to make a short video to say that I've now come to the point where I've accepted Jesus as my personal saviour. I know it's the only way out of this matrix, out of this hell earth, which is Satan's kingdom. There's nothing really godly here except basically what is within us, because we are the children of God. But there is a spiritual battle going on this planet. Look at all the videos, all the movies coming out, all the video games, all the music and music clips are purely satanic, and it's just getting worse and worse as we get closer to the end of the age and as we move into the last days. So I hope that this video, even if it just gets out to one person and makes them start thinking about other things, you know, I am just an ordinary person. I smoked a whole lot of weed. I smoked weed for 10 years of my life. A lot. I drank to the point where I did horrible things to my friends, you know, it was out of my mind, and I enjoyed it, I reveled in it. But now none of that stuff even interests me anymore. I believe we are very close to a time where World War III is going to break out, and this Antichrist figure is going to come to the fore, and people are going to start, there's going to be this grand delusion, whether it's a fake alien invasion or whatever, but they're going to come out with all the signs of wonders, and everyone is going to be like, wow, this is the next natural step in human evolution. But it is all a lie. A grand deception is coming, and please don't be deluded. Please don't get taken in by all this. It's going to look amazing, and it's going to promise peace on earth, but all hell is going to break loose. I just pray that everyone out there, I guess, start seeking God and start seeking what's really going on, because times are about to get really dark.